Welcome back to Cybertopia. There's a lot going on in Paradigm City right now, and characters have been spread out far and wide again, after finally starting to come together. Tonight, we find out what happens to Bludgeon after the heist gang flee the scene of their explosive crime and are turned away from the ARC lead bank. Returning voice acting this episode from the superb Verizon duo Evan the Maori Nerd and Loxley from Storybook Ending. And stick around afterwards for a special promo from System Hoppers. Nox has driven off with the cyber pickup that you stole from Stella last session. And you and Julie have parted ways and disappeared off into the night to get away from your crime, I guess.
Yes, splitting up so that they can't get all of us in one sweep, I think is smart. And also still trying to locate the rest of the folks who were betrayed by Amazing Corps, then having us in multiple places searching probably also makes a certain amount of sense. I think Bludgeon, though, he's not in great shape after the boosting of the truck because of his getting a little high on his own supply of wanting to take on the security robots. He's at half his health and he's got some broken ribs.
Oh, but he had fun.
Yeah, he had a blast. I mean, I think he gets in a zone where he's like, there's nothing to worry about except what's flying at my face right this moment. It's a very sort of dissociative state.
Let's distract yourself from reality with having a little fight. Yeah.
Basically, I as a person will maybe binge watch shows on Netflix. Bludgeon, as an individual, wants to get beat up by robots. And we all have I was going to say kinks, but I don't think it rises to that. We all have our coping mechanisms. And his is apparently, getting smacked around by robots. So I think staying off the radar and visibility of law enforcement would be first priority. Second priority would probably be trying to find some place to get some kind of medical treatment. At the very least, get his ribs taped so they're not flexing around and potentially injuring his internal organs.
Hilariously, you did manage to find other people that you were looking for from Amazing Corps over the last couple of sessions. And I think there was 6 of you have met up and you've all completely split up.
Well, best laid plans or, best improvised plans at the moment also tend to fall through. So I think Bludgeon is probably right now just sort of standing on a street corner, holding his arms very tightly, maybe his hands tucked under his armpits, just sort of holding his ribs in place and trying to breathe very shallowly so he's not expanding or contracting his ribcage too much. And so I wonder, is there any place that I would know of or in the area, underground doctor?
So, I mean, it is the middle of the night. It's 1, 2 a.m. maybe. It is
Gotcha.
The dead of dark at the moment.
Okay.
You're in an area of the city that is kind of industrial, but also kind of run down. It's very quiet. There's not many people around. No one to ask for directions. And I don't think it would be a part of the city that you would know well. You could do a roll to see what you remember from having done the little bit of driving around that you've done during this period. You were in the back of the pickup truck, so you probably had the best visibility of anyone.
Okay.
So yeah, let's have a roll to see if you noticed anything during that journey.
I have nothing, no skills or gear that would really assist with this roll. Does my -2 trauma for arrogance affect this at all, or is that not relevant?
No, I don't think so. Not at this point.
Well, I rolled a 5, so I'm going to assume the difference between a 5 and a 3 wouldn't be that much.
Probably the dazedness of having crushed ribs and maybe rolling around a bit in pain in the back on every time you've gone around a corner and gone over a bump, you're oh, you probably weren't paying that much attention as you were driving around, and you can remember sweet FA of anything you saw on the journey.
Okay, well then I guess his next instinct would be to just sort of pick a street that heads in the general direction of someplace that's a little bit more populated.
Do you want to go towards the city or away from the city? Because you're kind of on the outskirts-ish.
I think probably more toward the center of the city, maybe find a place to just hole up and rest at the very least. We've eaten, so he's not necessarily hungry right at the moment, but yeah, an out-of-the-way place to sleep would probably be good. What is a city like this even? Does it have a homeless population, or what do they do with unhoused people? I don't know. Bludgeon has had a rough couple of years before he joined Amazing Corps, so he may have some sense of what people really do when they're really sort of scraping the bottom of the barrel resource-wise, but it's been a bit since he was in that situation, so he wouldn't have, I think, current connections or understanding. So yeah, I think really it's just, okay, let's start walking. If there are buses. Knox was able to hack us and get us some money, if I recall.
Yeah.
So I probably have enough to grab a bus if there is one, or a hover bus or whatever it is that this exists in this.
Yeah, like when Nox done that hack, he hacks like a gambling machine that would give like a slow trickle of income. And that could have been set up to like go into an account that you can all kind of access credit wise.
Okay.
So it's a small amount, like you could get yourself a meal, get yourself a bus ride or whatever. So that is definitely possible if you want to try and find a bus and then hop on it into the center of town.
I think so, because if we're on the outskirts of town, then the bus ride would not only be transportation, but it might also be a chance to take a little nap.
Yeah. Okay. So where in town would you like to get the bus to? What kind of district are you aiming for? Like at this time of night, you're probably like the entertainment district might have like clubs still going and stuff. That's probably the most likely place for there to be people.
Right. Yeah, people and maybe somebody with some knowledge of like a place where I could, even just score some painkillers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think that's probably, and it's some place where there's entertainment going on enough that there might be something open, even if it is a nightclub or a bar or something like that.
Yeah. As you get closer into the center, skyscrapers and media buildings and all this sort of jazz.
Most of those places probably close down in the evening because all the workers go home.
Yeah. But like it's also an area where workers go out to party after a long day of toiling in the data mines and stuff. So
okay.
Yeah, you can hop on a bus from where you are, and maybe half an hour it takes to get to this area. Like the roads are pretty dead at the time of night. And though it is a big city, the bus winds around a bit. It does take you into this area and you can hop off. And would you want to be in the bustling part of the nightclub district, or would you want to be on the quieter outskirts of it? What's your aim?
I think, not right in the heart of it, somewhere where there's some activity but not too dense, because they're trying to balance like resources versus the potential for being observed or caught.
I suppose with broken ribs, you don't want to get caught, dragged into a rave or something.
No, certainly not. I'm thinking, on the other hand, if there's a sort of CCTV kind of surveillance, maybe being around more people would be easier to be obscured by. But I think, on balance, I think he would still choose to be someplace that's not quite so crowded. Okay. So outskirts. I think the more pubby part then. Like, go to a bar, order a drink, tip the bartender extra and see if I can get a line on either a place to sleep and or some pain meds, or a 24-hour auto doc that will just set my ribs.
So I think what Bludgeon might be drawn to is one of these bars that goes down a stairway. Like it's not got like a big front to the street, but you can see there is a kind of bar sign that points down into these stairs, and it's like an underground bar. And as you go down these stairs, it's kind of dingy, and you head down, and it's like a little bit of an old man pub down here, kind of old style, and it's full of people who are very clearly regulars. It maybe wouldn't usually be open this late, but they're having a bit of a shut-in. There's not that many people around, maybe like a dozen. It's quite a small place, and there's the bartender and a few, very regulars, old local kind of people just sitting at the tables or up at the bar. Maybe someone in the corner playing digital darts or something.
I'm sort of picturing Bludgeon in a like hoodie or whatever, just sort of making sure that the sleeves are pulled down over the tentacle gauntlets that now are functioning again, thanks to the work that we did at the ARC lead bank. And maybe not hood up, but sort of, down, but bunched around his neck, and is again kind of holding his arms around his ribs and walks up. Is there a spot at or near the bar where I can flag down a bartender?
Yeah, there's definitely space at the bar, and if you walk up to it, the bartender immediately like clocks you, looks you up and down. It's like,
oh, buddy, you are not looking in good shape. You're right.
You should see the other guy.
I do not want to see the other guy. You want a drink, right?
Yes.
You want something hard, right?
Yes, a shot of vodka, please, or equivalent.
Yeah. We got some other hard stuff. How much you looking to spend? Because I got some real hard stuff.
Well, how much I spend to get something that will relieve my pain for the evening.
Oh yeah. Okay, right. I'll tell you what. First one's on the house, and I'll get you later for a tab or something.
And he'll disappear into a back room
Okay.
and leave you for a minute there.
I'll just sort of lean an elbow on the bar and look at whoever is to my left and just sort of like give him a head nod.
Okay. Do you want to have a good scan around of the bar, or
Yeah,
focus on like this particular person? Or
it's worth taking a look around to see if there's anybody who stands out as watching me or being overly observant.
Yeah, it makes sense. Let's have an observation roll.
Absolutely, and for that, I do think I have my my sensory halo. I still have a +1 from that. So
Yeah,
if you'd allow me,
that's working these days. So definitely.
Right. So I have now rolled a 3. +1 is 4, which again makes a certain amount of sense in serious pain, being late at night.
And you're trying to look casual. You standing at the bar. You put your elbow down. You're like, oh no, can't move like that. You maybe move your neck around. Something crunches. You're like, nope, just stay still.
I'm very casual. No fractured ribs. No nothing.
I think there's a lady standing next to you at the bar. The one you kind of immediately turn to, and she sees you try to look around and then grimace, and she kind of winces in response, like on your behalf. And it's like, yeah,
everything's fine. No
she
problems.
Looks very awkward and just kind of turns around to face the other way. It's like starts talking to the person on the other side of her.
Okay.
And then the bartender eventually comes back, and he's got a plain bottle of clear liquid.
Okay.
It's like,
just sip it, okay?
And he gets out a little tumbler, pours like a centimeter of this stuff into it, and slides it over to you.
This should take the edge off at least. I don't know if you want to be standing or sitting or something. Just take it easy.
Ideally, would like to lie down at some point if you have any suggestions for where I might find a quiet place to stretch out for a bit. I can make worth your while.
Yeah, there's probably like some sort of like rubbing the fingers together kind of motion that's indicating like money.
Yes.
And he'll be like,
I got a better idea. Why don't you go sit on that table over there and we can make arrangements.
Okay. I can be arranged. Excellent. Thank you. Now, I'll grab the bottle and the tumbler and
No, not the bottle.
Oh. Okay. Well then, okay. So you said about a centimeter. So it's a real. Okay. So
that's a short measure.
In that case, I would sort of very pointedly, like, maintaining eye contact, pick it up and just not drink all of it, but like the first half of it, and then nod at him and go and then turn around like I'm trying to very casually, and then ooh.
Yeah, as you start drinking it, he like kind of inhales and holds his breath for a second, and when you stop drinking, he kind of like exhales and breathes just kind of sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Let's have a roll for maintaining composure or something. Like this stuff burns.
Okay. Let's see. So I think my +1 beefy to this is a sort of physical resilience, right?
Yeah, for sure. And I'd probably also give you punch bot on this because resilience physically.
Fantastic. All right, so that'll be a total of a +4 then, and I rolled a 9, so 13.
Okay. It hurts to drink, and probably this is also associated with the damage that you have already taken. But it burns as it goes down. It continues to burn while it's in your stomach. And you can feel this kind of gaseous heat building up inside you. You let out a horrific burp. And the bartender says,
yeah, that happens. Like I said, sip it. Take it fucking easy, bro.
Noted. Appreciate your indulgence. Sounds like my experience with mezcal, frankly. It burns going in, it burns going down, it burns for a while you're sitting there.
He did not reveal what this stuff is, but yeah, maybe it's something similar to that sort of range of beverages.
And my ribs instantly heal, right? Of course. The burning is nanobots cycling into my bloodstream and fixing my ribs.
Maybe if you rolled a nat 20. But no. So you guys sit down at this table, and it just seems like a very ordinary table. It's a small like table with 2 seats on either side next to the wall, and it's kind of in the dark corner, and there's pointedly no one around in this part of the bar. Like everyone else is in the other corners of the other.
Alone again, naturally.
Yeah, but you can sit, catch a bit of breath if you can, and just kind of relax. This is clearly like there's no cameras in this place, or at least no visible cameras. Like this is
Sure.
clearly I mean, it's literally underground, but it feels like, especially like after that somewhat inconspicuous, surreptitious kind of signal that he gave you when he's like, "You gotta sit down, we'll arrange something." Something feels off about this place, but like in a good way for Bludgeon right now, at least. Like they are going to take care of you, and they're not going to like report in the clearly busted up beefcake that has walked in here.
I like a no questions asked situation. I think if a little bit of the edge is taken off, Bludgeon, I think, is sort of like holds one arm around the bottom of his, and then just starts very sort of gently trying to poke each rib to see which ones give, just to get a sense of, okay, how many of bad boys are we talking about? And I'm sure there's lots of wincing and groaning.
Let's have another roll for self-diagnosis or something, I suppose.
Okay.
And I think I'd let you add Punchbot into this because you do have experience in getting hurt.
Fair. Okay. Well, that is a 6 + 3 is 9.
Wow. Eventually you're going to hit double figures. Yeah, you're feeling around and you're just like, fuck, this is just messed up. Like there's ribs poking in places that ribs shouldn't be poking. That's about as much as you can tell. Maybe like every time you move to try and touch them, just the movement is enough to make you like, nope, shouldn't have moved. So yeah, you sit at this table and maybe take a few more sips, actual sips this time, of this drink. And it's a lot more palatable when you take it in very small doses. And after a few minutes, a small kind of rectangle of wall just slides away, like a letterbox slides out, and you see a pair of eyes.
Oh, hello.
I hear you need some help.
Yes, he's only a few broken ribs, but he's not comfortable.
Bit of a bruiser, eh?
Yes, got the bad end of a security robot, but gave him a couple dents. But listen to, I don't need to bore you with details.
Right. How about we do something for you, you do something for us?
It's reasonable, yes.
We got some people who can fix you up. At least get you back on your feet. And then you owe us a favor.
Is not ideal, but is also fair. I don't do killing, so if it is that kind of favor, then I will pass, but most other things I can stomach.
A bruiser who doesn't do killing.
Well, okay, maybe not never, but
Right.
I'm not happy about it.
Well, you said security robots, right? You like beating on the machines?
I can give as well as I get.
Okay. Look, there's this underground fighting ring that we could use someone like you getting involved in. I'll get the bartender to give you the details.
Yes,
When you're on your feet, you head over there and get yourself a bit of a name. And at some point, we'll call on you to do some work associated with it.
Yes, I do some. And he kind of lifts his fist up and looks at his bashed up knuckles and says, I would not mind going to work on a robot or two in exchange for a little help. Is deal.
Yeah, and until we call you, if you make a few bucks fighting some of these robots in the ring, all the more to you.
Yes, I punch and be punched is satisfactory.
Good. Deal's a deal. Oh, and if you back out on us at the last minute when the time comes, we'll fucking kill you.
Oh, I suppose, yes, you kill me, you hurt me very bad. It's Thank you for saying it explicitly. Sometimes people make a sort of, oh, it's going to be bad for you, or you will be scary. No.
No, we don't want any misunderstandings here. Now you go upstairs, take the second right, down the street, there's a stairway up to a blue light. You go up there, Doc will sort you out.
Second right, stairs, blue light. Second right, stairs, blue light. He's just repeating this over and over again so he doesn't forget it. And then I think would sort of groan and try to stick his hand through the slot to shake the hand of the person who is behind the slot.
As he sees you moving to do so, just slides the thing back across and is gone.
Okay, then I'll just sort of awkwardly thumbs up the space where the hole was.
So you can sit there and finish your drink, and
Mhm.
as you stand up again, you see the barman kind of meet your gaze and slides a little kind of business card
Mhm.
across the counter towards you.
It's
Gives it a little tap and it's like,
Take care of yourself, friend.
I groan. What is your name?
You can call me Murray.
Bludgeon. And I sort of like, he never really charged me for anything, but I still want to leave him a tip.
he sees you kind of maybe rummaging in your pockets to try and find something that you can give, and he just like looks at you, like shakes his head.
There's no need for that, brother.
Okay, well, then I owe you a favor as well.
No,
Thank
nuh-uh.
you. And I salute him with the empty glass and just put it on the bar.
I don't take favors. The boss says you know.
That doesn't sound ominous at all, but thank you very much. You've been very kind.
Yeah, so he passes you the card, and you can head up the stairs.
Slip the card in my pocket again, sort of very gently, trying not to flex my torso. And I'm muttering to myself, outside, down the street, second door, right, stairs, blue light.
Do you look at the card at all before putting it in your pocket, or do you just take it and like try and be stealthy about it?
I don't think I'm trying to be stealthy about it. Just Bludgeon, I think, is the kind of person who knows that he can't handle too much information at one time.
Fair.
And so he does not want to forget the directions. It's like, I have this in my hand. I can put it in my pocket. I can look at it later.
Yep.
For now, I don't want to have to walk back in here and be like, where was blue light again? So yeah, he's just repeating it on a loop to make sure that he gets where he's going.
Okay, fair enough. So you get upstairs, and the street has gotten a bit busier. Maybe it's like kick out time for some of the local bars. So
Gotcha.
yeah, there's a few more people on the street. It's getting a little bit busier, and you can see like cabs going by and
Hey, I'm walking
like,
here.
yelling at each other. Someone throwing up on a corner, you know.
Someone having worse night than me. And then one of my ribs grinds, and I go, well, maybe not. Okay. Turn right, second door, stairs to blue light. Walking slowly, but with some purpose. And I assume that there is a stairway where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, and it is it's quite bright out in the main street where you come out from the bar.
Mm-hmm.
But when you turn down this street, this alley is like dead dark, and you can see like a flickering blue light shining down this stairwell, and you can approach it, and there's absolutely no signage of any kind. There's no like doctor surgery or even like a veterinary sign or anything like that. It's like this is a unmarked, off the books kind of location, and you climb the stairs, and it's like those kind of rickety metal stairs.
Oh, so the stairs are probably groaning about as much as I am.
Yeah.
There's a chorus of metal groans and me groans.
And Bludgeon's quite a big fella as well, so as you go, it's like creaking and shaking and rattling, and you get to the top of the stairs, maybe stumble up a bit, and you see this door, and it is quite an old-looking wooden door with a frosted glass panel on the front. Again, no signage, there's no doorbell, there's no, as far as you can tell, cameras or anything, just a door.
It seems polite to knock on it first, at least. I'm just gonna rap on it, and then I think since he was told to go there, he would knock to let them know that he's coming, and then he would at least try the door to see if it opens.
Okay. When he knocks on the door, the sound does not match the material. Like when you go to knock, what you're expecting is just like a thin, tinny, rattly kind of knock. And it's a really heavy sounding knock on this door. It's much heavier sounding than it looks. And it gives a lot more of like a thud kind of noise.
Bludgeon looks at his knuckles, looks back at the door.
Nothing happens for a few seconds, and then you hear the unmistakable sound of like mechanisms whirring, like big locks clunking, and where it looked like it would be a door that would swing out or swing in, or like it was on hinges, it actually slides very quietly to the side, and
that's fun.
you can see through into a long blue lit corridor. I mean, it's got like white tiles on the floor, green wallpaper all the way down, and those like swinging light shades from the ceiling. It's almost like the kind of blue light you get from a bug zapper on a porch or something.
Oh, fun. Okay. So is it black light? Like, is it making anything glow?
Yeah, let's have an observation roll.
It's 2.
No way. I think you've just come in from a very dark alley into a place with bright blue lights that are flickering, and it's really throwing off your vision. So you like you're maybe having trouble focusing, and maybe your vision's a bit blurred from the alcohol that you just drank and stuff. So you walk into this place and you kind of stagger into the hallway, and you can see it's a long hallway. It's got lots of doors coming off of it, but they're all shut.
Okay.
And you can just go and walk down and keep walking, and eventually you see there is a door that is open, and it has a light shining through from there.
Yeah, no, I'll go to the open lit door. Am I hearing anything as I'm walking, or is it quiet?
I'll combine into that observation role, like your auditory sensing as well. Like maybe you've got tinnitus going on and everything. You're really struggling at the moment.
Yeah.
You just walk down, and maybe you can see some shadows or something. There's clearly someone in this room. You round the corner into this open door, and there's a person in full like surgical garb, completely covered head to toe. You cannot see any actual amount of this person's like flesh or face or anything. Maybe you can see some eyes, but they're like behind like a full, not hazmat suit kind of deal, but like they've got a face shield sort
Scrubs
of thing
and
on.
face mask, and yeah, that makes sense.
So you can't really see who it is, and they don't say anything to you. They just point at like a dentist style chair.
Oh God. Yikes. I can see this very clearly in my mind, and I hate it.
There's lots of implements in this room. You can see, you can't identify them. Your vision's not great, and the light is really throwing you off. You're off balance and everything. But you can see lots of metal trays and lots of metallic tools and things of all different shapes and sizes.
So I think I would look at the figure in the scrubs, and I would say, I was at Hole in Wall, and person at Hole in Wall told me to come here to get, and I sort of like press on a rib, and it just you can do something for this.
This person gives a thumbs up and then turns the thumb up into a finger gun and points to the chair.
Okay, I will gently lower myself into the chair. Again, I'm sure groaning and grunting.
Okay. So you lower yourself into this chair, and the person comes up behind the chair, presses a few buttons or something. You can't really see what's going on, but you can hear some things like being pressed, and the chair kind of suddenly lurches back until you're in a full laying down position and starts raising up, and you see the person start getting out some strapping, clearly going to strap you down. Are you okay with this?
Wait, hold. What are you doing? What is happening?
The person comes in front of you and just holds out a hand, like a palm up, kind of stop motion, and like gets both hands like in a non-threatening manner, but in a just stay still kind of motion. They are still not speaking or making any noise of any kind.
Okay. Can I roll just sort of a general like insight, sort of sense motive kind of check?
Yeah, sure.
New dice, and I rolled a 5. So.
I think you're scared. You're injured. You're vulnerable. You're on your own, and you have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, wait, hold, and yeah, I think I would sort of mirror the palms up gesture. What you are going to restrain me? What are you? What are you doing? What goes on? What is this? Do you speak? Talk to me.
They step back, and they've still got their hands up, and they do a kind of arms across the chest sort of motion, like an embrace sort of thing. And
Hmm.
then they put their hands to their mouth like a mask. And then they put their hands down over the top of their eyes, as in a curtain coming down.
Okay. So I, as a person, feel like that means they want to secure me and sedate me.
Let's have a roll to see if Bludgeon understands this.
Okay. Come on, better than 5. Hey, there we go. 16.
Okay, yeah. Bludgeon gets it. Bludgeon's like, oh, okay. Like, I mean, Bludgeon's going to have had plenty of surgery in the past. And
Fair.
will understand, okay, sometimes you need to be put under or secured or sedated to be able to have whatever needs to be done.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think he is still scared from the previous role because, yeah, he's vulnerable, he's alone, and nobody knows he's here.
Yeah, that's
But
fair.
he understands what the intention is here.
Well, so I'll look at this person and I'll say, I was told boss has me, so probably you don't want to kill me accidentally. And
They nod their masked head, give a double thumbs up this time, and a finger guns. Double finger guns. Like, yeah, they mean this.
I think, yeah, it's been a real long day. And I think at this point, I think it's a sort of surrender. Like, okay, I need to stop using my body. If it means I get fixed, great. If it means I get not fixed, then we'll deal with that when it happens. Or, assuming I wake up from it. But I think Bludgeon is going to sort of resignedly sit back down and grip the arms of the chair and just like, okay, do your worst.
Okay. So you lay back down onto the chair and the person straps these straps around your arms, your legs, and then like the top of the chest, like around the shoulders, kind of like, so it's not going to go across your ribs, obviously, and another strap that comes across your waist, and then brings over a gas mask, kind of, like the medical mask things that give you the gas in a surgical theater. Do you fight it? Do you just let it take you?
I think there's simultaneously like he's trying to surrender, like trying to, and there's probably an instinctive like he realizes he's holding his breath for a second, and then has to consciously like, okay, we are zen, we are in the moment, we are letting go of the self and the tensions. There's no us, there is only the universe. We can just inhale, exhale.
Let's have a Zen roll. Let's see how well you can Zen.
That's an 11.
Yeah. I think that really nicely reflects actually the toing and froing in Bludgeon's mental capacity here of not being a particularly thinky person, but like their psychological state is all over the place right now. But yeah, after maybe they've not put in as much anesthetic as you might get from a like proper hospital location or something. So maybe it takes a bit longer to kick in, but eventually, like maybe after 30, 40 seconds, it kicks in and you feel your eyes drooping and you fall asleep.
Hi, I'm Mark, the host of the System Hoppers podcast. And here on the show, we can never decide what we want to play. So instead, we're constantly mixing it up. Do you like fantasy TTRPGs? We've had a group of JRPG-esque heroes taking a stand against evil forces. Maybe you're into horror. Want to find out what happens to a group of kids on Halloween night that are dared to spend the night in the creepy haunted house on the edge of town. Or maybe you just want to hear a group of friends roleplay playing professional wrestlers and fighting for the gold. Whatever we've decided to play, you know you're in for a good time. So come check us out. That's System Hoppers, available anywhere you get your podcasts.